like to call to order the Utility Service Board for the City of Lawrence on this, the 9th day of April 2019. All members of the board are present, so we do have a quorum. The minutes were sent to the board by email. I would entertain a motion that the minutes be approved.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? If not, all those in favor of approving them, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The minutes are approved. Payment of claims. You have before you the claims that were not sent to you this time, but that you have before them, before you. So are there any questions or matters regarding the claims?
I move we approve the claims.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Are there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. They are approved for payment. Report of the Utility Superintendent.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, I'll try to keep this short, so I know we have a lot of stuff on the agenda tonight. Just a couple of things I want to mention on our project. So we're starting to get some easements back for our 62nd Street and our Carroll Road, and you'll notice that there are 4 of those on the agenda tonight. 3 of them, the customer opted to take the cash payment based on the appraisal that we had done. And then 1 has elected to receive or to have the waiver of their future connection charges. So we would definitely want to get those approved. Franklin Road, we're waiting, again, still just waiting on the IDEM water main project or permit application to get approved. Shadeland Way, we just had some more back and forth with the engineer on that today. We're working through we actually need an NDOT permit for that one because of the portion of it along the frontage road there. Shadeland Way is actually impacted by the state highway right away. Then our Purple Line work is underway, the potholing that needs to be done in order to resolve any potential conflicts between their proposed storm drainage improvements along their bus route and our existing water and sanitary sewer. Still working on engineering on 47th and Richart. Brookhaven Water Main, we're going to have our kickoff meeting, I think April either 22nd or 25th. Other than that, the only other thing I want to mention is to remember that we have at our next meeting is the public hearing for our Okra grant. We have 2 required public hearings for that. So April 23rd is the first one. And so we'd like to see a lot of people come out for that. We'd also like to see, I want to mention it here, I'd like to see a lot more customer or resident response to our survey that was out there. So I'd like to remind people that there are comments about sanitary sewer improvements in the older part of the city there between basically Franklin and the interstate and from Penland Pike north to basically 56th Street, that rough area there. If you've had sanitary sewer issues, we'd like to hear from you, and we'd like the more support we get from customers supporting our getting that grant, the better we score on our application. So, but things are moving along with that, and that's basically where we're at right now.
Okay. Very good. Any questions on these matters? Any members of the board? If not, well, thank you very much. Okay, under unfinished business, awarding a bid for Lift Station 19 project. So we have the information on that.
Yeah, actually, we're just looking to have the board issue the notice of award. Again, we only got one bid. Contractors, our schedules are already filled up. I think if we have to wait and rebid this, we're just going to have even more delays. We're probably going to see even higher costs. So my recommendation is we just go ahead and award the project. We've worked with this company before. They do good work, and we're comfortable with the bid.
And the price did come in higher than the engineer's estimate, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Everything is in the bid package that you required?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I would then entertain a motion that we award the bid for Lift Station 19.
Also move.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Are there any additional questions or discussion regarding this matter? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Those nay? Okay, that is awarded, and we can proceed with that. Okay, the second item under unfinished business was tabled from our last meeting, and that is a request for approval to remove $1,324.36 worth of charges at 9353 Kingsborough Court. We've discussed that last time, and is there a motion from the board?
I guess this could be in the form of a motion. What was resolved? I mean, I saw some.
On March
communication, but-
26th, the last meeting, it was recommended by the board that we have a thermal scan inspection completed, and in which we complied and got that done. And the specialist, excuse me, did not detect any leaks inside or outside of the home. Did they? I believe that he checked the meter as well. I do have that if you
Did
want to
check
take a look.
the meter.
Where's that yellow paper? Is this it?
No, this,
Oh, okay.
he,
Do you want to look at this?
y'all want to see what he,
I think some information was emailed to us, but we can go ahead and receive that as far as the
just make a copy.
historical usage and the issue with the usage has been corrected at this point. Is that right, or?
I mean, far as I'm concerned, it always been. And, I mean, Mr. Tim had told me from the beginning that I had no leakage. I had nothing. Why pay $50 to $250 for inspection? He said he wasn't a plumber, but I did advise him that the board had asked me to go and get someone because he came out. I came here on the 26th. He was back at my house on the 27th, looking for that, I guess, sewage leak or whatever. Y'all must have told him, and he came and looked for a sewage leak, and he said you didn't have that neither. And so I informed him that the board had recommended me to call my insurance, and I did. They asked me if I was getting ready to do a claim. And I said, no, I'm seeing if y'all have any type of plumbers that y'all could recommend. They told me no, that I would have to find one myself and then make a claim if I had one. So I did find someone, and he was a specialist and came out to the house. And he did charge me $250 for that inspection. But he also looked around my house and looked in all the commodes and didn't see anything as well, sir. And like I said, Mr. Tim had came out there on the 27th as well. Now, they tell me on the 11th that Mr. Tim is gonna come back out there and read my meter again. But nevertheless, I have not done any washing since this has happened. I've been going over to my daughter's and I've been going over to my son's home, Mrs. Mandy's, to wash. So,
So all this usage occurred before the plumber came and changed out your toilets?
so they say.
But, so now it looks like they're tight. Do we have any documentation of the usage over the last month or
That's what,
since that's been changed?
We provided that via
Send
email.
I'm looking at it.
That was,
Did you print a hard copy by chance?
No, I did not.
Okay.
that was
so-
up to March 11 or something like that. I don't have that.
The peak usage
Oh, it may-
was on the January 22nd reading.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, it was not the utility operations, it was never our contention that there was a leak there in the slab. A leak would go up and continue up. This usage spiked and then came down.
Came down
So
possibly after the repairs were made.
that's what we believe.
I don't know. I don't-
And we have no,
Again, the meter has been tested and was found to be accurate.
Yes, Mr. Tim brought me there on the, I guess, the 11th or 12th, maybe the 20th or something, and showed me 3 tests where one was slower that I was paying less, one was more that I was paying, but they claimed that it evened out. But they also put something else in the ground to make sure that we can see the meters and all of that. But I'm asking, like I said, I don't have a pool, nobody used this for showering. I'm asking for y'all to sponge this bill. I cannot afford this bill. You can see that the bill was $57 in December, and now then 230. And now the last bill I got was $1,500.
Mrs., I mean, you were in the house
Yes, I am.
yourself all the time?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Well, just personally being able to take a look at your history, obviously something happened. I don't proclaim to have a huge knowledge about how meters work and such, but Scott and Dave absolutely do. My concern is that the bill was so large in those designated period of time, whatever happened, whether your correction of your toilets corrected it or not. But I'm not suggesting we did anything wrong. I understand it ran through the meter, but I'm also concerned about you having the ability to pay this kind of bill. So that's my dilemma.
And I would like to say that I did come up in March and put $200 down because I knew we owed something. And I also came in April, because that's when I get my check, and put $200 down because I know we owe something for April. I don't want y'all to feel like we don't pay our bills and that I'm not trying to pay anything. I just don't feel that the $1,500 is my bill. And that's,
according to the water meter, that water went through your water meter and into your house.
I don't believe.
We have that fact in front of us that we have to try to reconcile if we decide to, and I'm not sure.
Well, I'm gonna throw myself, as they say, on the mercy of the,
Well, and we certainly appreciate you working with us and trying to get this resolved. A question has occurred to me, and I should have asked for an opinion on this earlier. We used to have an attorney who attended our meetings, and we don't at the present time. But I'd like to know if we have the legal authority as a board to write off or reduce a otherwise legitimate bill. I don't know what our authority is as a board. And I don't know whether the staff has had any
Nothing back.
previous experience.
I don't recall us ever literally just making a bill go away. I don't know the law about that, but I know that we do have, and by precedent, have been able to establish these payment programs with people that have been in similar situations.
To stretch it out over a year or two? So it's my, so the
That's
payments,
at the discretion of the
Yeah.
board.
I would be open to stretching it out without interest.
I believe the spike
It's a
in.
viable bill that we have a hard time, I agree with Steve, we possibly need to check with our legal counsel to see what is our legal authority. It's a viable bill that's in front of us.
I-
Abolish a viable bill, if we got all the readings, we got all the evidence that the meter worked right, to just abolish it, when we're setting bad precedent. Anybody can come in then that has a high bill and said, I can't afford to pay this.
Well, I think, sir, that
I
I've
don't-
done what you asked me to do
Yes.
by getting a specialist and paying $250. He didn't just say to me, Ms. Green, I'm coming for free.
Right.
I had to find $250 to pay to him to make that happen because the board suggested, and I wanted to do what the board said do in good faith. Because like I said from the beginning, Mr. Tim was telling me not to do it. I was wasting my money. But taking your advice, that's what I did.
If I may, I would recommend that we deduct the amount that she paid for the scan off of and then make the payment.
I'd like to go a little further and deduct the penalty also.
Huh?
I'd like to go a little further with that and deduct the penalty charge of $89.77 as well.
With the spike in the water bill back in January, with her not being knowledgeable of the toilets running constantly,
I would have heard it.
we changed all the hardware of the toilets. And I do believe that it did make a difference with some of the bills after that. But it's just not knowing that we had a leak. And I know, I read online your policy and procedures manual, I believe, that you do allow a leak adjustment once per year based on the board's discretion. So I ask that you consider us not knowing about that leakage and then being reactive to our bill. I wish we could have been proactive, but we were reactive, and we did everything. And hopefully, we want this to be the end of it. We're
That's-
conserving our water, we're preserving it, we're doing our very best, and this is just, we cannot afford this.
That's why I went and I got all 3 of the bathrooms. I have 3 bathrooms in my home. And I gutted all 3 of them, which Mr. Tim works for the water company, had came in my home and told me that it wasn't my waters. He flushed them, he listened to them, he did all of that. But he told me, like y'all asked me to do, get a specialist. So he said, in good faith, Ms. Green, go and get all new hardware. And that's what I did. So I'm trying to apply myself to whatever to make sure, because it doesn't make any sense if you don't do anything or I don't get a specialist in the bill. That's not gonna stop the bill. We wanna stop the problem.
Correct. Right. You don't want to have this happen
Right,
again.
you know?
Chairman, I'd like to, if I may, make a motion to reduce it to 50% of what's owed and let her pay it back over 12 months.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. Further discussion?
Well, I do want to say that everyone has worked really hard on this. These things don't come up very often. I know that you've been compliant, but my personal concern is that I don't believe you have the resources. I realize you're on a fixed income, but we're in a catch-22 because the water did run through the meter.
I'm kind of calling it a 50/50 deal here.
Everybody takes a little responsibility.
Thank you. And is that from 50% of what amount? I'm sorry.
Are you gonna give me something stating that?
Of the total amount that's owed now, minus the 250.
And
Right, because
the,
I don't think she should have to pay for that, because again, the operations, we never thought there was an ongoing leak under the slab or anything like that.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to change my motion to 50% less the 250.
Okay, you adjusted your second. Okay, everybody understand the motion?
So where are we on the dollar amount?
She's great, tell us.
Her balance right now is 1837.33. So did you deduct the 250?
1837.33 divided by 2 makes it,
No, you gotta deduct
deduct the 250 out of it, take away 250. We'll leave a balance of 668.66.
Okay, so you want to cut it in half and then deduct the 250.
Correct.
One question. What about your very first motion about the late fee?
Well, and add the 12 months to pay the 668 back, 669 back, over 12 months.
I guess the other part of that is spreading it out over 12 months.
Yeah, that's what I just
You
said.
said no
Okay.
interest?
Okay. So we're going to take the bill, 1837.33. We will divide that in half and then deduct the 250
From half,
from that half,
leaves a balance of 668.66,
and that can be paid then over 12 months.
paid back over 12 months, and no more mercy after that if it leaks again.
Well, hopefully, I mean,
We
The
want
problem
to
is-
be clear, though, that this extra amount is in addition to your normal bill.
So it's the current bill plus the
Right.
monthly
Yes.
payment
Okay.
of the
Yes.
668.
It looks like her average bill is under $20.
And the fact that she's been paying in good faith.
Low volume tier.
Okay. Everyone clear?
I don't know, I got a lot of washing to do. That's a job.
I don't know about washing machines, what they can do to the water bill, but anyway,
Well, I know the plumber did take the, water softener off, and he told me to plug it up in May. He came May the 2nd, he said plug it up, back up on May 2nd. So I'm trying, y'all, to apply all the necessary steps that I possibly can, because that's heart attack paperwork when you get bills like that. It's nothing to, smirk at. That's a lot of money.
That'll add $55.72 to your monthly bill for the next 12 months.
Okay.
and we have downloaded the app also. Thank you for,
okay. All right. There's no further discussion.
All you need to do is just come into the office. Kathy will have to get agreement on the,
Okay.
to sign it, and we'll be good to
We'll
go.
make that happen. Just happen. Okay.
thank you so much.
Well, I want to say to the board that I appreciate y'all, and I really felt like David and Goliath, if you know about the Bible, I felt like I came up here with this slug hammer, and y'all had the big giant. So I thank y'all, I appreciate y'all time and your patience.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you for coming in. So let's vote on the motion. Any further discussion on the motion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those nay? Motion carries. And thank you for coming in. Okay. New business, acceptance of the annual report of the Identity
Excuse me,
Theft Protection Plan.
they left their paperwork here.
I can give it to her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, I entertain a motion that we accept the annual report of the Identity Theft Protection Plan.
So moved.
Moved, is there a second?
A second.
Moved and seconded.
Okay.
Do we need some discussion about what this
Yes,
is?
yeah,
Okay, thank you.
a brief discussion.
Yep. The identity theft protection plan is something that there was law came out maybe 5, 10 years. I don't know. It's been a while that we've been doing these, but so what it is basically is once a year, Kathy goes through and reviews our billing office practices and procedures. And especially in light of any changes that may have been, come about in the billing office, namely like this year with the addition of the eSuite. So she had to go through and how the eSuite account's set up and all that stuff. And it basically she ensures that there's no way, that there's identity theft protection. The policies and procedures of the billing office cover those, make sure that kind of stuff doesn't happen. I can't remember the actual name of the law, but it requires an annual report to the board. Basically certifies that we've reviewed our policies and procedures and we're sure that our current practices in the billing office are such that customers' sensitive information is secure.
Okay. Any further questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those nay, that is approved. Item number 2, approval of SRF disbursement request form 67 from Graves Plumbing Company, Inc. for $96,077. I would entertain a motion that we approve that.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those nay, that is approved. Item number 3, approval of SRF disbursement requests, form number 68 from Wessler Engineering for $34,891.
Move approval.
Been moved that we approve.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those nay, that is approved. Item number 4, acceptance of water and sanitary sewer infrastructure for the residents at Lawrence Village, Section 3. Entertain a motion that we approve that.
So moved.
Moved, is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Do we need any explanation on that?
Yes, it's it. Residences?
Yeah, it's the new Weekly Homes development here on the fort.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And basically, we've done this before, if you recall, that we accept after the sanitary and potable water systems are put in, they've been tested, they've passed all the required testing, the punch list items are complete, then we accept that. And then depending, you have a couple options. Normally, you would get a maintenance bond, a 3-year, 20% maintenance bond. With the case with the reuse authority, though, our ordinances allow them to provide a letter in lieu of maintenance bond wherein they obligate themselves just the same as a maintenance bond. So that's the only difference here, which we've done on the other sections, so.
Any further questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That is accepted. Item number 5, acceptance of waiver of connection charges for easement at 5362 North Carroll Road. Entertain a motion, and we approve that.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded.
We do 6.
So that's the one,
That's the one where he elected to have the waiver of the charges when they decide to connect. The other 3 here in a row are the ones where they're opting for just the cash payment.
okay. Any further questions about that? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That is approved. Item number 6.
Can we do 6, 7, and 8 together?
Let's do that.
6, 7,
Yes,
and 8.
we can do 6, 7, and 8 all together. That would be acceptance of easement at 12430 East 62nd, or 63rd Street.
No, it's 62nd, yeah.
Yeah, 62nd Street. 12418 East 62nd Street, and 5410 North Carroll Road. Entertain a motion that we approve those.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That is approved. Item number 9, approval of PayPal 2 from Miller Pipeline for Lawrence Trade District project for $40,505.16. Entertain a motion that we approve that.
Is just the final pay app on that project. The reason we didn't have it before is there was some delay in getting the as-built in and stuff like that, but now they've got everything is done. And we've got our as-built and everything's, i's are dotted, t's are crossed.
Been moved and seconded.
I'm sorry, who seconded?
Dave.
Okay.
Further discussion or questions about that? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, nay. That is approved. Next order of business are accounts adjustments. We have a request for 6626 North Carroll Road, requesting a sanitary sewer adjustment in the amount of $820.37 due to a service line leak. Excuse me. Entertain a motion that we approve that.
So moved.
Moved, and is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Kathy,
Are you going to speak on that?
okay?
We recommend approval. The water did not enter the sewer.
Okay. For those who may be watching this on television or YouTube or whatever, the difference in this particular transaction is this is water that never entered the
Sanitary.
sewer, and so therefore, the city of Lawrence does not have to pay the city of Indianapolis to treat the sewage.
Correct.
And that's why we are able to do this routinely on this kind of line leak adjustment.
Excuse me, it would have been helpful if we had known the position that we were taking on that as we read the item.
I'm sorry, I did not understand that.
I was just saying that normally in the past, we know that we recommend approval. I mean, we kind of rely on you to kind of guide us.
Oh, yeah, it's on here. Customer is requesting an adjustment in the sewer portion of the bill due to a service line leak in the amount of $820.37, and we do recommend.
Yeah, I was just saying those words were a part of this agenda.
Yeah, sorry.
Anything further? Not all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those nay, that is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Demonstration of ratepayer dispute regarding disconnect notice. I don't believe we have any this evening. Citizens' comments. I don't see any. Entertain a motion. Oh, excuse me.
Hi, it's not really a comment. I just want to say thank you. I'm Letha Dunstan with the Fort Harrison Reuse Authority. This is my first time in front of this board since I started, so I just want to introduce myself and thank you for accepting our line so that we can start developing those 60 new lots.
Thank you for coming in.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded, we adjourn. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those nay, we are adjourned. Thank you all.